Here he is, people, your new Superman, Henry Cavill. Now, personally, I've never heard of this guy and I've never seen any of his work. And I'm personally fine with that because he's an unknown, so I can't really judge him. I'm very happy an unknown got the role and that we'll possibly discover a great new actor with this guy. However, his casting seems a little random, almost like he just was picked out of a hat. Like I said, I have no problem with that, and I'm sure they had a good reason for picking him. But sometimes I feel like us fans are a little neglected in the casting of these characters. And that's why I've compiled a list of my top 5 potential superheroes. Now, these are not casting choices for Superman. One of them is. But these are just actors that I'd really like to see take on a role in a comic book film. So without further ado, here we go, in no particular order. At number 5 is probably the most obvious one on this list, Jon Hamm for Superman. Alright, is it a joke that this guy didn't get this part? The thing I gotta say about Jon Hamm, he's an American. And while I have no problem with a Brit playing Superman at all, I would have preferred someone with the slogan, truth, justice, and the American way to be an American? Huh, who'd have thought it? But not only that, his acting is pitch perfect for Superman. He's got such a strong screen presence. Whenever he's on screen, you're always looking towards him because he's just got this certain build and this face that just demands attention. Not only that, he bears a striking resemblance to the Superman character, and he's very well rounded. I haven't watched Mad Men, so I can't really tell you the full dose of it. I haven't really gotten a full dose of his acting, but between The Town and his appearance on SNL, and some various other comedy shows, I can definitely tell you he's well-rounded, he's funny, and he can definitely pull off dramatic roles. So I think he would just be a perfect choice for Superman. And it would also have been nice to have an older Superman and not do the origin story with some pretty boy again. Gotta stay focused. Next pick. Number 4 is kind of pointless because the role is set in stone for Chris Evans, but number 4 is Armie Hammer for Captain America. I have no problems with Chris Evans in this role. And I think it all comes down to how he does. And we haven't even seen a trailer for that movie yet, so I can't really judge him as that character, and I'm perfectly fine with it. However, ever since seeing this guy in The Social Network, where, for those who don't know, he played the Winklevoss twins, and he played both of them, and he did an excellent job, he's kind of been the only person I can really see playing Captain America. A lot of this, much like Jon Hamm, has to do with screen presence. The guy just has this very brash, all-American, just kind of perfect specimen type look to him, to where I just really see him fitting the bill as this like perfectly groomed soldier. And beyond that, the guy in the Social Network, he played 2 very arrogant and cocky characters, but I really see him can see him turning the side of his personality around and playing this just heroic, all-around, just badass character. And I also think he would fit much more into the 1930s setting than Chris Evans. And Clint Eastwood even saw this because he's in the new J. Edgar Hoover biopic. But Chris Evans is a much more surfer dude-ish 1990s type looking guy. Well, this guy I can totally see in the 1930s. Also, he's got a pretty heroic sounding voice. And it'd be nice because he's a semi-unknown, people kind of know him, and this could have been his big shot to get into the big leagues. Number 3 is kind of a rumor going around at this point, but I would really like to see Bradley Cooper play the Flash. Yeah, the Flash. This one's going to be a bit of a toughie to pull off in this modern day and age. A guy in a bright red suit with lightning bolts running around really fast. Very interesting. Not really. Even though I do know there's a lot more to it than that, because I did actually watch the pilot of the original TV show when I was a little kid. But that's beside the point. This choice is all about charisma. Bradley Cooper has this really arrogant, kind of charming, funny quality about him that I think could really work well with the Flash, because the Flash is kind of like that. He's kind of like this... He's kind of like Spider-Man, where he's really cocky and he won't shut up as he's like fighting guys. But I can also really see him as Barry Allen, who's the alter ego. He's kind of this like intelligent scientist guy who's like working on these secret formulas. I can really see him as Barry Allen. And I think he could really balance these sides of his personality really well. The problem I'm having with this choice is that I find it kind of hard to see him in the suit actually fighting people, because I don't know, it's kind of hard for me to picture him in that, I guess. But it's kind of also a dorky suit, so I guess that's also partially it. But I think if anybody can pull this role off, it'd be him. He's also my personal choice for Nathan Drake, but that's a whole nother thing. This is going to be a bit controversial for everyone because everyone, myself included, loves Christian Bale as Batman. But once the Nolan trilogy has ended and Nolan and Bale have both moved on, I think Josh Brolin would be a good choice to play Batman. Come on, you know Warner Brothers is going to continue on with Batman in either the form of a reboot or some kind of strange, changed sequel. You know it. Come on. Too much money. Now, I know there's not much of an age difference between Christian Bale and Josh Brolin. I believe it's 37 and 42. But I think that after The Dark Knight Rises, the Batman film should jump forward a large period of time. And I could believe Josh Brolin as an older Bruce Wayne / Batman. Certainly see him bringing a lot more bitterness and less arrogance. What Christian Bale brings to the role of Bruce Wayne is a lot of arrogance, while I could see Josh Brolin bringing a lot of bitterness to the role. And I think that would be really interesting to see, like a more bitter, grizzled Batman. Also, he's much more intimidating in the cowl. Not only does he have more of a face for it, but he just has more of a presence, and also he wouldn't have to talk like a cancer patient to sound intimidating. Now, I don't think you're going to see my number one pick coming. It's a character that some people really don't want to see back, but it has a lot of potential, and I think with this actor, they could really turn it into something great, and that is Ryan Gosling in a completely revamped version of Daredevil. I was actually in the camp of people who liked the Affleck Daredevil film, had its problems, but I thought for the most part it was well cast, and the script was but it's one of the better early age superhero films. But I agree that it does need to be revamped, and Ryan Gosling I think is perfect for this. Now, a lot of people may not know who Daredevil is. Daredevil is a blind superhero with his other senses are really acute, but his sense of sight is gone. And he masquerades as a lawyer by day and a justice-seeking badass Avenger by night. Not only has Ryan Gosling played a lawyer before, excellently in Fracture, but I can just really see him having just this dark pain and just a badass just undertone to him. And I can really just see him just infusing all this anger into this character because his father is murdered by the Kingpin. And just for some reason, I can just really see this actor just fitting this character. Now, once again, it's a little hard to picture him in the costume actually being Daredevil, but as Matt Murdock and for what the character requires, this guy can be absolutely perfect. And I haven't seen this guy in a whole mess of movies, so I could be wrong. I pretty much actually only saw him in Fracture, and I've yet to see Blue Valentine. But tell me what you think of this. This is probably my most out there choice of any of them. So I'm sure I'm going to get some hate for this. I'm sure I'm going to get some like for this. So comment below. Tell me what you think of these choices. And see you next time. I'm kind of on a hiatus for one more week because there's crappy movies coming out. But I'll be back with I Am Number 4 in a couple weeks. See ya.